breaking news from CBS 2.
I'm Erin Kennedy. We have some breaking news to report right now from the near north side. Two CTA trains have collided at the Sedgwick station. According to the CTA right now, loop-bound Brown and Purple Line Express trains are standing right now. This is a map of where it happened, again at the Sedgwick station, which is at 1500 North Sedgwick. This happened around 9:25 this morning. No word right now on any injuries. Neither do we know how it happened, but we are getting a lot of pictures in from people on Twitter who were affected by it. If you look at this picture closely, you can see here a Brown and Purple Line train that have collided together on the tracks. Right now, people are still trying to determine if either one of those trains have derailed. This is the latest right now from Chicago Fire. Two CTA trains made contact with each other, one brown and one purple. Again, one may have derailed. This is a look from Chopper 2 right now as we work to get more information. CFD is on scene again, checking to see if there has been a derailment and if there are any injuries. For the latest from above the scene, we want to head to Jeanette Hudson, who is in Chopper 2 right now with the latest. Jeanette, what do you see?
Well, we are just arriving on scene, Erin, and I can tell you that they do have 3 ladder trucks right up next to the L tracks here, checking for those injuries. As you mentioned, we haven't seen anyone get off the train just yet, and we don't have any reports of injuries at this time, so we're still waiting on more details regarding that. We can see that there are several train cars right here. You know, we were hearing that it might have derailed. As of right now, I cannot see that any are off the track, but we'll be taking a closer look for sure. You can see the media, or the staging area is right here just to the east of the tracks as you come around the curve here, and we're still watching to see what happens at this point.
You're watching what's happening. I heard you say there were 3 ladder trucks there. Are you seeing them evacuating passengers?
At this time, we haven't actually seen anybody get off the train. We can see some CTA workers moving along the tracks, but no, we haven't seen any passengers being evacuated thus far.
And have you seen any ambulances called to the scene?
They are staging just to the east of the tracks, but no, we have not seen anybody taken into an ambulance. We haven't seen any ambulances leave the scene at all.
And Jeanette, I do want to remind our viewers that we are working to determine a lot of information right now. But if we were to speculate as to how this could have happened, do you know, looking at the trains here, whether they were both traveling in the same direction or not, how this collision may have happened?
At this point, it's hard to tell which direction these trains were traveling. They're both on the western portion of the tracks. And it's even hard to tell where they separate at this point, too, if they did collide.
And Jeanette, you're better at this than I am. I'm looking at this and I'm trying to figure out where one train stops and the other one begins. Can you point that out for me more clearly, please?
We're actually still trying to figure that out as well. They're so close together. I think maybe right in the middle part right here is where they may have collided, but it's hard to tell which train is which at this point.
And again, from above, you can't see any derailment at this point. Is that correct?
As far as I can tell, I can't see that anything is derailed. It might just be this car in the middle here that we're looking at.
Okay.
But if it is a derailment, it's only a slight derailment.
Yeah.
Nothing is majorly off the tracks or anything.
We can see the people walking there along the tracks. Those are CTA workers right now, I'm assuming.
Yes, CTA workers are all along the tracks here, checking things out along with the fire department crews. We haven't seen any passengers getting off the train. We have not heard of any reports of injuries at this point, but they are still checking things over.
Okay, and Yasmin, I want to let you know that we are seeing what you had mentioned earlier, which is a staging area with ambulances and fire trucks as well. But again, as you've heard, there aren't any injuries. Jeanette, I want you to stand by with us right now. We are going to bring in traffic reporter Yasmin Hassan for more information on this breaking news. Yasmin, what do you know?
Well, checking in with CTA, here's what you need to know as far as your commute is concerned, as far as anyone living, working in the area. So the Brown line, again, suspended. Now, specifically, we're talking about the area between Fullerton and the Mart. So right near Sedgwick, where we are hearing that these trains may have collided. In addition to that, we also have the Purple Line Express, to be more specific, also suspended between Howard and the Loop. Again, all of this happening right near Sedgwick. And And here's what this means. The only trains that are operating right now are around that area. But here's another live look from the chopper, giving you an idea of exactly what's going on right now. You can see more and more emergency crews getting out here. We're trying to figure out exactly where one train starts and the other one ends, but you can see it's difficult to tell. But there are still people inside of these trains right now, Aaron. So I'm imagining they're working on evacuating, getting people out safely, since we did see such a big emergency response on the ground already.
Much. And at this point, we are confirming that there are no injuries, but there has been a medical incident with a passenger on the train. But we do know that there are emergency vehicles there ready to assist anybody who needs help. Jeanette Hudson had mentioned that there were 3 ladder trucks working to evacuate the people on the train there. As you can imagine, hopefully they're just a little bit upset about maybe an inconvenience, but nothing more serious.